Hello students, previous classes we have finished with earning per share, operating leverages, financial leverages and combined leverage, how to calculate and how to check with the alternatives, right? Now we'll see next topic, it is capital structure, not next unit, next topic, okay? Capital structure. It means total combined investment of business consisting of equity share capital, debenture, retained earnings, preference share and other long-term borrowed funds. So what it is, capital structure means it involves all type of investments of the business, whether it is shares or debentures or preference shares, okay, or any other borrowed funds. Debentures also it may includes, okay. Then capital structure is a mixture of capital put into the business. There are two types of capital structure, namely we call it as owned capital and borrowed capital, okay. So we'll see components of capital structure now, means which all will lies under capital structure. First one is equity share capital, preference share capital, retained earnings and borrowed capital. Borrowed capital nothing but debentures or any long-term loans you have, okay. Then you know equity shares means, right? Equity share capital means the amount which is collected on share capital, on equity shares, okay. By selling equity shares, what you will get a amount, that is equity share capital you have. Then preference share capital, by selling your preference shares to the public, how much amount you are going to collect, that is considered as preference share capital here. Then what is retained earnings, whatever we have kept amount in our hand out of our profits. Then borrowed capital means debentures and or any long-term loans you have taken from any financial institutions. The next we have factors influencing capital structure. What all influences our capital structure here? Trading on equity means how we are going to trade on our equity shares, okay. How we are going to sell it, how we are going to approach the public to buy it. Then secondly, desire to retain control means how to control controlling the profit margin or retaining the amount for reserves for future purpose, that is retained control you have. The nature of the enterprise, what type of enterprise you are following up or you are going to maintain or you are maintaining, that also influences our capital structure here. Then size of the company, whether it's a large size, medium scale or small scale industry we are having, and at what level we need the amount, means at what level we can have the capital from the public. Then purpose of finance, why we are going to make a finance or why we are going to collect the finance from the public or any financial institutions, that it is means main objective of collection of financial or funds. Duration of finance, how many days you want or how many years you want to keep that fund in your hand and when you are going to return it to your investors. Then desire to have flexibility and elasticity in financial plans, means there has to be flexibility in the financial plans so that you can change as per your requirement. Then need to make a provision for future, we should make the capital structure in such a way which will help us in the future provisions. Then market situations, definitely market situations will affect, right, because our equity share capital and preference share amount and equity share amount depends on market situations only. If market goes up, our rate also will go up. If market come down, our share rate also come down there. Then legal restrictions, because as a industry, as a business, have to follow some legal restrictions also from the government. Then attitudes of investors, you have to manage your investors along with your work, because investors' attitudes will matter our capital structure. They may take off or they may invest more in our business. Then cost of control, we should have a cost on control of production cost here, okay, or producing the products. Cash flow we should mention, whether it is inflow or outflow, cash receipts or cash payments, that also influence our capital structure. Then taxation policy, because whatever capital structure we are having, whatever the profit we are getting out of it, we should pay the tax, and policy we should mention the same policy. Then rate of interest, what rate of interest we are giving to our debenture holders or to the investors, that also matters here. Then government policies which you have to follow, okay. These are some factors which will affect our capital structure, how to maintain and what all we should involve in our capital structure. The next we have optimum capital structure. So what it is, capital structure means we all got to know, right? It is a combination of all type of shares, debentures or equity capital, preference capital, combination of all type of investments of the business. Then what it is, optimum capital structure? It means proper combination of long-term securities and short-term securities here. Okay, means whatever the long-term securities we are maintaining, like debentures, long-term debts, preference shares, equity shares and retained earnings, and from the reserves and surpluses. Okay, these are the long-term we have, and we are going to maintain the same. Long-term also you should have and short-term also. That is optimum capital structure you have. So according to E.V. Walker, an optimum structure can be properly defined as that security mix that minimizes the firm's cost of capital and maximizes the firm value. Means it will reduce our cost but it will increase the value of our firm. That is called optimum capital structure here. Then essential features of an optimum capital structure. How the optimum capital structure should be. Okay, what are the features of it or characteristics? First one, it is profitability, means the capital structure which will help us to increase the profit or which will help us to gain more amount. That is first one. Then secondly, solvency. By maintaining optimum capital structure, you can maintain the solvency of the firm. Solvency means you all know, right? Assets are more than the liabilities. Already have studied it in financial account as well as in PUC first year accounts, right? So solvency means what? Assets are more than the liabilities. So this optimum capital structure, second characteristics we have solvency here. Okay. Then third one, flexibility, means we can change as per our requirement. Then thirdly, conservative. You have to follow the one method or one capital structure for more than 2-3 years so that you can have a constant in your accounts. Then thirdly, control. If you have an optimum capital structure, you can have a control on the cost. Then simplicity. If you maintain the same conservative system or same contents, same optimum capital structure or same capital structure here, it will help us to simple calculations. Then economy. It should consider both. Okay. Investments also as well as repayments also. So it should be in an economic manner. Then attraction to the investors. So whatever capital structure you will make in your industry, it will attract your customers if it is optimal. Then balance in leverages. Leverage we all know, right? Operating, financial leverage, both we have. So both it will balance if you have a proper capital structure here. Advantages also you should write the same thing, features or merits, okay, or characteristics. Then first case study, it is concentrate more. Creative Company Limited wants to set up a new factory at Dharwad at an investment of 25 lakh. Okay, the new factory is expected to yield EBIT for rupees 5 lakh. For maximizing its EPS, earning per share, the company is considering the following alternative financial proposals. Proposal A, all in equity shares of rupees 100 each. Okay, means 25 lakh completely you are going to take it from equity shares only, 100 each. And second plan, what you have, 15 lakh in 5% debentures and remaining in equity shares of rupees 100 each, means out of 25 lakh, 15 lakh will be in debentures and remaining amount will be in equity shares. Then third plan, what you have, 15 lakh in 12% debentures. Percentage is different here, okay, 5% and 12%. Then 5 lakh in 8% preference shares and then equity shares of rupees 100 each. Okay, out of 25 lakh, 15 lakh will be 12% debentures, 5 lakh will be 8% preference shares and remaining amount will be 100 rupees each equity shares. Then fourth plan, you have 12,50,000 in 10% preference shares and remaining in equity shares. See now, 4 plans they have given. First plan you have only equity shares. Second plan, debenture and equity shares you have. Third plan, debentures you have, preference shares you have, along with that equity shares. And fourth plan they have given, it is preference shares and equity shares. That's it. Okay. Then the company is in 40% tax bracket. As a financial manager, which financial proposal do you recommend? Okay, you should mention a comment here. A company which is confident of making profit every year depends more upon borrowed amount to keep equity shareholders happy. Okay, do you agree with the comment? Then solution we will see. First we'll calculate amount available for our equity shareholders. Okay, as 4 plans we have, I have written it as alternative 1, alternative 2, alternative 3 and alternative 4 they are given, right? So EBIT in all the situations it is same 5 lakh. Okay, and less EBIT interest on debt 10% and 12%, where we have debentures in alternative 2 and alternative 3, right? So how much we have? 1,20,000 and 1,80,000. How it is? 15 lakh we have it as 10% and 1,80,000 it is 12% of debentures. 12% 5 lakh debentures it is 1,80,000 we will get. So this is the case study we have. Okay, Creative Company Limited wants to set up a new factory at Dharwad at an investment of rupees 25 lakh. Okay, so next we'll see the solution of it. First we'll calculate amount available for our equity shareholders here. Okay, so I have taken here alternative 1, 2, 3 and 4 as they have given 4 plans. Okay, so EBIT how much we have in all the plans? It is 5 lakh we have. Okay, then interest on debentures 5% on 15 lakh you will get 75,000 and 12% on 15 lakh you will get it as 1,80,000. Okay, then alternative 4 we don't have anything. In alternative 1 also we don't have anything here. Okay, then EBIT how much we have? EBIT 4,25,000. Okay, means 5 lakh minus 75,000 you will get it as 4,25,000. Then alternative 3 3,20,000. Then alternative 4 5 lakh you have. Okay, then you have to less tax 40% of EBIT here. 40% of 4,25,000, 1,70,000 you will get. Then 1,28,000 means 3,20,000, 40% of it 1,28,000. 5 lakh 40% you will get it as 2 lakh. Okay, then we have earnings after tax or profit after tax 1,70,000 you have. So earning after tax how much we have? 4,25,000 minus 1,70,000 2,55,000. Then 3,20,000 minus 1,28,000 you have 1,92,000. 5 lakh minus 2,000 2 lakh you have 3 lakh. Okay, dividend we should calculate 8% and 10%. 8% on 5 lakh how much we will get it as? In third alternative we have, not first and second alternative. Okay, third alternative they have given plan C, right? 8% on 5 lakh we will get it as 40,000 and 10% on 1 lakh 12,50,000. So 1,25,000 you will get. So how much will get amount available for equity shareholders? Alternative 2 2,55,000. Then alternative 3 1,52,000. Alternative 4 1,75,000. Next we will write alternative A 5 lakh EBIT we have. So interest on debentures we don't have anything because alternative 1 they have given all it as equity shares. So EBIT will get 5 lakh. Then tax bracket 40% of 5 lakh you will get it as 2 lakh. Okay, then 3 lakh rupees will get earnings after tax. So we don't have preference shares here. So 3 lakh only we will get amount available for our equity shareholders. So 4 alternatives, 4 different amount we got, right? In alternative A they have explained only equity shares full 25 lakh. Then alternative B they have planned with debentures and equity shares 15 lakh of debentures and 10 lakh of equity shares. Then alternative 3 debentures of 15 lakh, 5 lakh of preference shares, then equity shares. So we have given a preference dividend here. Then fourth alternative we have it is 12,50,000 preference shares and remaining equity shares. So 12,50,000 on that preference share dividend we have calculated 10% here 1,25,000. So amount available for equity shareholders alternative 1 we have 3 lakh, 2 2,55,000, 3 1,52,000 and alternative 4 1,75,000. Okay, next we'll calculate number of equity shares first. Equity share capital divided by rate per share. Now alternative one, how many equity shares we have? Full 25 lakh, right? So 25 lakh divided by 100 each equity shares we have. So number of equity shares, we will get 25,000 equity shares. Then alternative B, we have 10 lakh equity shares because 15 lakh we have debentures. So out of 25 lakh, 15 lakh you should deduct. You will get equity share capital 10 lakh here. Okay, so 10 lakh divided by 100, you will get it as 10,000. Then alternative 3, again 15 lakh debentures we are having and 5 lakh preference shares, so 20 lakh total. 25 lakh minus 20 lakh, you will get it as 5 lakh divided by 100, you will get it as 5,000. Then alternative 4, how much we have alternative 4? 12 lakh 50,000 you have preference shares and remaining equity shares, so 25 lakh minus 12 lakh 50,000. You will get it as 12 lakh 50,000 divided by 100. So 12,500 number of equity shares you will get. Now we will calculate earning per share. Amount available for equity shareholders divided by number of equity shares. So amount available in alternative 1, how much we have? 3 lakh rupees divided by number of equity shares 25. So how much we will get earning per share? 12 rupees 12 per share. Then alternative B, 2 lakh 55,000 we have less divided with 10,000 number of equity shares, you will get it as 25.5 per share. Then alternative 3, 1 lakh 52,000 you have divided with number of equity shares 5,000, you will get it as 30.4 per share. Then last one, 1 lakh 75,000 you have divided with the 12,500, so you will get how much amount? 14 per share. So you have to comment here. Comment you should write alternative 3 is recommended. Okay, as equity shareholders, earning per share we have compared to other all plans, we have more here, that is 30.4 per share. Okay, this you should mention it in a comment. Okay, I hope you are clear with this. The same problem which you had to solve, second case study it is. Okay, here how much you have? Investment it is 50 lakh, means total 50 lakh it is, and EBIT you have 10 lakh. Okay, earning before interest and tax. So what is first alternative? Means first plan will says all equity shares, means 50 lakh completely are going to collect it with the equity shares. Then second one, 30 lakh in debentures and remaining equity shares, means out of 50 lakh 30 lakh will be the debenture, then remaining 20 lakh will be the equity shares. Then third alternative, 30 lakhs will be the debentures, 5 lakh will be the preference shares, so 35 lakh, right? So remaining 15 lakh you have it as equity shares. Then last one you have 25 lakh in preference shares, so remaining 25 lakh it is equity shares. Total we have 50 lakh. Okay, alternative 1, complete 50 lakh in equity shares. Alternative 2, 30 lakh in debentures and remaining 20 lakh in equity shares. Then third one, 30 lakh in debentures, 5 lakh in preference shares. So 35 lakh total minus 50 lakh, you will get 15 lakh, that is equity shares you have. Then 25 lakh preference shares, means remaining 25 lakh you have debenture equity shares here. Okay, then the company is in tax bracket of 40%. Okay, same you have here also, you have to comment, solve it. If you have any doubt, get it clarified. Okay, meet you in the next class. Next topic I will explain capital, source of capital. Okay, till then take care.